Hello, lovely to see you all. It's the 1st of June and I'm here doing our monthly update from somewhere just outside Cadiz. Got some lovely sunshine, so very happy about that. We're just about to head into Portugal. So, as is my practice, I've taken 4 cards which I hope will guide us through the month ahead. And it was quite interesting this month because it's quite a specific reading, and it didn't have the sort of slightly more general aspect to it that it has had before. Let's just have a little look. So the first card I drew, which is the overarching energy for the month, is the 8 of Wands. Now the 8 of Wands in tarot means hurry up, hurry up. It talks about a growing energy. It talks about an energy that's growing momentum and has a surge attached to it. So it is pure energy. It's not asking us to do anything except be in it, except be in its flow and be carried along with it. So that's quite interesting. Now last month we had the Fool as our overarching energy, and that told us that we were at the beginning of a new energy cycle, and the 8 of Wands appears to be a sort of a growing feeling around that. So it has a life of its own. So that the Fool is a kind of leap into a new thing, and then the 8 of Wands carries us along on that prevailing wind, and it tells us that it's going faster and faster. Okay, well that's interesting, I guess. So I asked what would be the best way to embrace this energy this month, and we've got Temperance. That's interesting because Temperance was what was going to challenge us last month. Last month we were warned about playing it too safe. So this month we've got Temperance as an energy to embrace. Now Temperance in tarot means it's quite a considered energy. It's an energy of being very balanced. Now as you can see on the card, we've got 2 vessels, one pouring black and one pouring white, and they're mixing into a shade of grey in a scientific way, and they're obliterating the black and white squares which the vessel is standing on. So it tells us no extremes, no black and white. Now Temperance falls within the realm of the mind, and so it's telling us to have a good balance in our lives between our emotions and our thoughts. It's asking us to be quite objective but not completely objective. We have to balance it. It also talks about us being in flow in some way. On the original older version of the card, on the Rider-Waite version, we've got the angel pouring water from one vessel to another in a state of constant flow. So it's asking us to be in flow with the energy, which is what the 8 of Wands seems to refer to. So Temperance is an interesting card. It's all about finding the right mix though. So we want to stay in balance, but also we want to look at the elements in our life and kind of curate them, if you like. Aleister Crowley did a version of Temperance in the Thoth deck, which is called Art. So it's the artful mixing of the ingredients, no extremes. It's telling us not to be extreme, but to be balanced and to have a good balance. Okay, so that's interesting, a good balance. We've got to look at that this month. So let's see, we need to know what this applies to. Is it general or what? Okay, so what should we avoid? What will challenge us this month, and what will challenge that balance? We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Now the 4 of Pentacles takes caution to the extreme. Okay, It is a card where if you had a castle, you'd pull up the drawbridge and that would be it. No one else is coming in. It is what it is. You've got walls around you. You're playing it incredibly safe, staying with what's incredibly familiar. It's very conservative in its thinking, very, very risk adverse. It wants to stay in territory that is completely familiar and doesn't expand beyond it. The Four of Pentacles has, if we're looking at it as an energy that we maybe should challenge, has fear at its core. Now, it's not a big fear, it's not a huge overarching fear, okay, but it is a little bit of fear. And what it tells us is we want to make sure we stay safe and comfortable. We want to keep everything stable. We don't want anything to disrupt things. We just want to do what we're doing, going along. Let's just be the way we are. Keep things the way they are, right? Don't rock the boat. Don't do anything other than what makes us feel comfortable. Now, Temperance is telling us, really, you need to find a better balance than that. You need to have the right mix. And with the Four of Pentacles, we're going to be tempted not to do that. We're going to be tempted not to share ourselves. We're going to be tempted to play very small because we're worried about losing something. What are we worried about losing? We're worried about losing our power, or we're worried about losing our attention. Whatever it is, it's not going to help. So if getting the right mix is challenged by the Four of Pentacles, it's telling you that you're being too conservative. You're playing things too safe. Now, it's not suggesting that you bet the ranch and, just go crazy. Not at all. Temperance is not suggesting that at all. It's telling you that just it's fine. Just keep everything balanced. But perhaps look at the elements that you've got in your life right now and ask yourself, are things getting a bit narrow? Are you playing it a bit too safe? Maybe. So what's the message from Spirit? The message from Spirit is the Three of Cups. Now that felt like quite an odd message. It's very specific. Now, the rest of the reading is quite generalized, isn't it? It talks about a generalized approach, not playing it too safe, having the right mix. There's a gathering momentum around this, but there is an imperative, because the Eight of Wands is an imperative. It's a call to action. Hurry up, get a move on. Do something. It's wands, it's fire energy, it's creative energy. It's telling you to get a move on. So on some level, by playing it too safe, we're shutting down our growth. We're shutting down our creative potential in some way. Three of Cups is friendships. It's tribe, maybe co-workers. It's the people who we feel in emotional alignment with. Now, I often refer to it as the sisterhood, right? So we're contemporaries, but it doesn't have to be if you're a guy, it doesn't have to be female. It just means those with whom we feel comfortable, who understand us. So if we're being asked to find the right mix, it looks to me like Spirit is referring specifically to our friendships, to our tribe, to the people that we have within our life. Now, why might that be? Could it be that you've got a tendency to live in a bit of an echo chamber? Perhaps everybody around you is similar. Perhaps you all think similar things. Perhaps you all just agree on everything. Nobody in the mix rocks the boat. Maybe your friends are all thinking in a certain way, which in some way means that you follow suit, right? Perhaps you're being led by the group. Perhaps it's just that you're playing it very safe with your friendship group. Temperance is encouraging you to have a better mix. Maybe bring in some friends who do think differently, who like doing different things. Or perhaps there's a friend out there who challenges you a bit, or you haven't spoken to for some time. Hurry up, remember. Look at your friendships. What would make the mix better? What would make the balance better? Who would make the balance better? Who challenges you? Who maybe thinks differently to the rest of the group, or brings a different dynamic or a different energy or a different flavor to the conversation? Who doesn't just toe the line? Who inspires you? Who, I don't know, who just doesn't fit the same as everybody else? I don't know. You'll have to look at your own situation. But the Four of Pentacles is maybe suggesting that there is a playing it safe here. There is a real feeling of it just being what it is, and it's not going to go any further. We're not going to take any risks. So that's interesting. So I think this month, it's quite a specific reading, isn't it? Maybe more specific than it is normally. But maybe it's important this month. Maybe the influence of something a bit different, or a better mix of people would lead you somewhere. Or maybe it just stop you becoming a bit stagnated. I don't know. You'll have to look at your own situation. We're all different. I'm going to have a look at that and see how that applies to me, and perhaps you could too. Anyway, I hope that's been interesting, and I look forward to seeing you later. If you've been following along with our journey, we're a little bit behind because it takes us a week or so to edit each video. It's quite a lot goes into it, but it's such fun making them. So I do hope you follow the travel videos as we explore our way around this part of Europe. It's been quite a ride. It really has. So anyway, I will see you soon. I'm always here for a reading if you need one. Please don't be shy about reaching out. Just because I'm not in Twickenham doesn't mean that I'm not available. I absolutely am. So for now, I'll say goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.